first year was absolutely crazy because there was really very little supervision, but the police got on it right away. They cleaned it up. It's turned into about 1 million people that show up every year.
I tell you, cars in Detroit, it keeps a lot of people together, and I think it enthuses young and old of all ages.
Cars is what started us, grew us, made us what we are today, and we like to celebrate our culture.
You know, I'm an old guy, so, you know, it takes me back to my youth.
That's kind of why we celebrate the cruise, is because it brings back our memories.
I've been cruising Woodward Avenue since 1964. We would ride our bikes up here and watch the likes of John DeLorean and the Hodges Dodges Ram Charger cars. It was a hotbed of activity on Friday and Saturday nights. It was the cheapest thing to do. Gas was 29 cents a gallon, and we cruised and we drag raced.
I was only 17 years old at that time. It was a big thrill for me because I'm probably the youngest kid that was drag racing at that time. You love G-Force? Oh, it was great.
We used to drive up and down Woodward, all 4 lanes wide, holding hands. That goes back to high school.
We had everything at our right foot, you know? It was a great time to be alive.
I bought it in '99, 32,000 miles. It's a charmer, the fins, stainless, chrome. I mean, you could put 4 dead people in the trunk.
This is a 1962 Corvette. It's a 300 horsepower glide. They only built 265 of them, so it's kind of a rare beast.
This is a 1951 MGTD. This car was made for British consumption, right-hand drive. So you're shifting with your left hand all the time.
54 Chevy, got it in Kansas. Bought it as right out of the field.
It's a 65 Stingray coupe with air conditioning, which is somewhat rare, and all the other features except power steering. It's a bugger to steer.
When I was a little kid, my dad had a Ford dealership. I'd go and sit in the Boss Mustangs and stand on the seat like I'm driving them.
My dad always worked on them. He was always tinkering, and it was just, you know, something we were always around.
My old man, he was into cars. When we're younger, if we see an old, 30s, 40 car on the side of the road, he'd always stop and look at it.
My mom always said that I came out, you know, smoking the tires.
Lowrider magazine, books, internet, anything you could find with cars, with hydraulics, custom paint, and just inspired me as a kid.
Started with Hot Wheels. I think it did with a lot of people.
My buddy had a 51 Oldsmobile, stock car, and he blew me away. So I just said, well, I need an Oldsmobile. And I've been with him ever since.
It's a hobby, but it's more than that, right? It's like, it's in your blood.
It's kind of a bug. You get into it and you never get rid of it.
You're never really out of it. You're always in the car game. It's a passion. It's not just a hobby. Every night after work, turning wrenches, fixing, maintaining.
You change the oil, you clean the engine. I really get attached to the car. There's a closeness. I know every crevice, every bump, everything there is, because I don't use the wheels. I do everything by hand.
It looked nothing like this when I started.
When I got it, it was pretty tired, pretty worn out. The restoration process to bring it back and make it new again is fun. It's just a kick.
You got something that's broken. You have no idea what's going on. You've never taken it apart. You don't know what it's supposed to work like originally. So how are you supposed to get this thing that's broken back to that? But you can actually, a lot of times you can work your way through it.
Working on a car lets me clear my mind. Some people play music and some play the piano. I work on the car.
I have a lot of stress, and when I go into the garage, everything stops.
My first car was a van, a Ford van. I think my dad did that to make me realize how much gas prices were.
It was a minivan, and I put rims, sound system, tinted the windows. You know, it's all I could do as a youngster in high school.
Oh, I loved it. It was a white Omega Oldsmobile. The T-tops with the double seat. I was 16 and I loved it. It was so fun to just be able to drive.
It gave me some freedom because I could go and do things. Everybody went to the drive-in then that had women on roller skates come out and serve you. So that was kind of where we would accumulate.
The euphoria was amazing.
You can't even describe it.
Freedom.
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 Getting to talk to people, their experiences that they might have had with the same similar type vehicle. It reaches a lot of people across the board, from muscle cars to everything.
That's the best part of it. People walk up, this guy's been talking for a half hour. I don't know him from Adam. We're best friends.
None of us have a problem on our own. If we have one, we'll call up one and say, hey, I've got this, what do you think? Where's a good place to get the parts? The guy says, well, hey, I'm free this afternoon, I'll come over and help you put it on. So we have a kind of a bond that's become that over the 20 years we've been doing this, that we've just become very, very close friends, but all because of the cars.